Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to JGS. And yes, you guys, it's now April. Finally, we moved on to the next month. What a long month of March. And yeah, um, there's been a lot going on with me, but I'm not really gonna talk about it as much. Um, but guys, as you guys have not seen my last video from last week when I was talking about the like how come the Marvel's Superhero Squad game, the online game, shut down. Like, what was the reason that it shut down and all? Then make sure to go watch that video. And then, yeah. And then, so, yeah, you guys. There's something that, it's really excited for me to announce this. And, it's going to be awesome. And I cannot wait to make this comic book in the future. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you guys this right now. Here is the first look of the Thunderwing Till the Better Ends. I'll put it right here. And it's just a little poster. It's just a tease of showing you guys this is my biggest project I will ever put out. And the reason it's gonna be the biggest project of all is because this project is it's gonna be more darker than the other stories are, like the other comic books, like the origin story of Isaac, the Greatest Giant Man, which that story is gonna be dark, and Sergeant Chris Code Red, and there's another project I cannot talk about yet, but it will be announced in the next several months. So I will be announcing that other next project soon, and this one will come right after Sergeant Chris Code Red. Um, and the reason this story is gonna be more darker is because to let you guys know, I've been working on this project for since 2020. If you guys have not watched that one video where I was talking about this project's been around since 2021, or it's been in development in 2021, make sure you go watch that. Um, I was just talking about like this project's been around for years, and I've been making it so many times, and I had to re-scrap it and everything because like nothing was fitting in with anything, and I made a lot more of the sequels and like I made at least like 8 of them, I think, back then. I made all 8 of the scripts that I was going to use just for that in the future when I start, making my own books and, start drawing them or having someone to make them for me in the future. But I scrapped those out and yeah. But yeah, you guys, this one is going to be huge. I found the title for it and I found the character's name for it. If you guys don't know, because this character is based on the name that I made for myself uh when I was in school at the time, and uh I had people used to call me Joey Dude so much. So Joey Dude, well, Joey was the name for the character, but people call me Joey to this day. That's because I prefer that name other than my real name. Joey fits a lot more than Joseph does, but yeah, but Joey is my character of mine. Um, the character is basically just me in the story, but he looks a lot different. He doesn't have a whole beard or anything, or even this, but he's the character that I've shown. Um, sorry, sorry, I have something in my throat. Um, but yeah, and I already thought about the entire story for it, and I cannot wait to make this one. And you know, I'm gonna have like a writer to work on this. I want the writer to like at least write so many words. I don't know how many words would be, and I don't know how long the pages will be when the script is done, because this one is going to be the only script, the only story that's going to be very long other than my other ones. Like I was hoping at least over 150 pages long, or at least it'll be close to 200. Because this book is going to be the longest one ever. It's a graphic novel, not most likely a comic book. Um, it will have its own physical form in the future. I'm going to do both ways, digital and physical at the time. But I will get my other ones on physical soon, and I promise you guys it will. That way I can sell them on my website. Even have them published in other stores like Walmart or Barnes and Nobles or any kind of bookstore or even comic book stores. It'll be posted in. It'll be published in. Um, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have the writer like write at least the complete thousand. I don't know how, like over 10,000 words probably. I don't know how long this will be, but the project will be in development in late 2027, and it'll be the only project that I'll be working on for the entire year. Um, and then it will release on September 22nd of 2028, and that's gonna be on my birthday. So it'll release on my birthday. And this for this graphic novel though, I don't know what the price range will be in the future. So I'm gonna think about like how am I gonna sell it like this for digital and physical. It'll cost a lot more than other than my other ones. Like $15 for the physical one and the digital one like $5. But who knows what will happen in the future because I'm not so sure at the point. I'm not honestly working on it right now, but next year it will be in development and then it'll be the only graphic novel that will be released for next year. I mean, for in 2 years. Because it'll be 2 years from now, and I cannot wait to make this book, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it because this is gonna be big, and it's just gonna be much more darker than the other ones are, and I promise you guys that, and this will be worth the wait in the future. Hopefully, by that time that I'm gonna well by that time in somewhere next year in 2027 I will have a competition between 3 people that will write a small script for me, and I'm gonna choose who the winner is, and I'll pay them at least $1,000 to make this whole script. It'll be a temporary writer for the moment because I'm not fully able to hire this person, whoever it will be yet, because in the future I'm still trying to build up everything right now on my own, and hopefully I have someone by my side for that, and we can both work it together, and we can finally get social media's attention. Hopefully I can work with another creator in the future that will help me out with all this. But for right now I'm on my own, so I am gonna deal with this on my own. But in the future, though, I will have a whole team of my own, and help out with everything, and thinking of these ideas and writing the script, running the website, and running this whole store, everything. But for right now, I'm on my own, so I have no one help right now. So hopefully by then I find my own team. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Um, but yeah, this one is going to be a lot. Back then, I, like back in 2020, I've been thinking about like what story, like after when I quit YouTube though, it was just, it was a crazy time in the pandemic and we all had to stay home and everything. And I couldn't even think what I want to do. I want to make a series back then. I want to make my own series called the Darkness series. And obviously that did not work out well, and it was a flop because we were in a pandemic. So I thought about just other ways, just continue on with my life, like making my own series. And but honestly, like it turned out to be just so real though, because I was gonna do like a little series at home during the pandemic, and but it turned out to be a real thing with my ex girlfriend and I. Um, became like a whole entire drama, and then no one did not like that very much, and they just wanted me to stop this whole thing, so I did, and just yeah, and then I try to make a another series of finding trying to find the person that I've known since preschool and all the way through like probably first grade, but that didn't turn out to be work so well, but it turned out to be a real thing because I was actually looking for this person, but I was acting at the time. I was just in my character form, in my character mode, but that didn't work out. And after everything, all that, and I just instantly just quit YouTube after that one person made a video about me, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. And then until like I thought about like maybe I should make this as a story, maybe I should make this as a comic book story, but not as a own superhero story, but just drama in general, just making the whole story about me when I was younger and then growing up, being bullied and stuff. That's I actually made 12 scripts of that. I made 12 of them, and then it kind of worked pretty fine. But until I added the superpowers in there, I'm like, okay, this is not right. And I just scrapped the entire thing after that, and it didn't work fine. So it was I had to scrap that out, and then until I thought about something else later in probably what 2022, 2023. I can't remember if it was 2023. Probably it was because that's when I first started working on it again. I made several more of them, but it was different. It didn't start out when I was young. It started out when I was like a senior in high school. So it kind of worked out, but like I want the story to fit, from my past lives. That's what I'm trying to do. And like I had so many enemies back then, and I try to, there there are people that I've known from my past. I'm trying not to make poke fun with them if people will get mad. These are just based on true events. So I'm trying to make it, the best as possible that doesn't resemble as these people that I've known from when I was young and all the way to like high school. Like I'm trying not to resemble as them, but it will show like their names will be different. They're not going to be the same exact people that I've known, except for one person. But yeah, pretty much the entire thing is based on my real life. Kind of my based on my real life. Like there'll be some parts in the first book, but there will be more series to it in the future. There's going to be a lot of them, and yeah. So yeah, you guys, this is going to be it for now. Just 13 minutes long. I'm gonna get out of here. I just want to let you guys know my biggest project will be coming out in 2028, and it's called Thunderwing Till the Bitter Ends. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and follow my socials. And also one more thing, you guys, there are some bad news I want to tell you guys, but that will be on my next video. I'm not gonna tell you guys on this video, so I'll tell you guys at my next one. So yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good day, good night, good evening. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.